Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right, today is the Tuesday episode, and boy, do I got a juicy thread for you. Okay, let me scoot up, get a little comfy here. Hold on. All right, today's thread is what just screams this couple isn't going to make it. Oh, Jesus. Let's see what we got. His $700 OnlyFans monthly bill. Their wedding is in July. Yo, you know Pornhub is free, my guy? $700? Yo, that's crazy. Having a fix-it, baby. God damn, son. Oh. I can't stand that. That happens way too much. Like, oh, we'll have a baby and it'll fix everything. It'll be great. Like, ooh. I don't know about that one there, buddy. Excessive humble bragging posts. Almost all the couples I've seen who do that on my social media are now broken up. I can't help but feel like there's a correlation. Oh. All right. Posting your significant other too much, I guess, is a bad thing. I don't know. Controlling the other actions. Won't let them see friends, family, do hobbies, or really anything alone and for themselves. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's like you got to be able to trust your partner to some degree, you know what I mean? And if they fuck up and make their own mistakes, man, they fuck up and make their own mistakes, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, shit. You let them go out and do what they're going to do. But if it's like, say you let your girl go out and she cheats on you, well, all right, well, relationship's over. And that is what that is. It sucks. It hurts. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? I trusted you, but, you couldn't do it. It just, say, vice versa too. You let your guy go out and, he gets his mushroom tip sucked and you're like, God damn it. Not giving each other the benefit of the doubt when a miscommunication or something happens. Quick to just assume the worst or habits. And that's where a lot of people like to sit there and they like to blame trauma and they like to blame, how they were raised and their last relationship and all that crap. I can't stand that stuff. If I'm being honest with you, it's like you are your own individual and your parents have nothing to do with your actions as an adult. And then as far as trauma and past relationships and stuff like that, why would you ever, because that person did the worst, think that I would do the worst? It's just, we're two different people. You're with me because of the differences, because I'm not that person. So why, when something goes wrong or when something is, not right or whatever, you go straight to the worst? Like, oh man, he did that, so he's doing that. Oh no. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm doing at all. Like, I don't know. When I get in, if I go from one relationship to another, I never, because a girl did this in the past, I never go to, oh my God, because she did that, I mean, she's doing that. I let her be her own individual, and I'm just like, until she shows me that she's doing the same dumb shit as her, I'm going to give her that benefit of the doubt and be like, no, you know what? No, my girl ain't like that, Too many people do that, but, people don't like to fix what they got going on. They rather point the blame than put the blame on themselves and fix it, So everybody feels like they didn't do anything wrong. When one party starts a fight in order to keep the relationship interesting or spice things up.
What? Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why? Why, when we got something good going on, you want to fuck it up for no reason? Oh my God, bro. While conflicts and arguments are pretty normal, starting one up for the sake of having a boring relationship is bonkers to me. It is. I can't stand that. And this is women. There's no dudes that do this dumb shit. All right, let's be honest here, man. Dudes don't do this shit. I've never, ever ever had a dude in a relationship where everything is going great, everything is cool, and he comes home and he just wants to start a fight with his girl. Nah, this is some female shit all the way. It's crazy how women could be in a perfectly great relationship and they're just like, fuck, man, this relationship is boring. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get mad at him the first thing he does when he comes home. Like, fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? And then the dude, some dudes, I'm not going to say all dudes because most dudes don't, but some dudes will leave and then she's sitting there like, oh, why did he leave me? And it's like, dude, because the relationship was perfect and you fucked it up for no reason. It's, oh yeah, that's some crazy shit. When they take consistent little digs at each other in a group setting, they may even claim to be joking, but you can tell they're not. Ooh, yeah. When they're just ragging on each other and you're just thinking, oh, you know, they're so cute together. They can laugh about that. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, yeah, no, they're on the verge of breaking up. Like, ooh, you know. Every time they argue, one of them starts talking about divorce. Ooh, Jesus. Now, what I've noticed from this show is y'all motherfuckers be divorcing over anything. Man, any little thing y'all motherfuckers be divorcing over. It's like, yo, till death do us part means nothing nowadays. You know what I mean? To love thy partner in sickness or in health means nothing. And it's funny because it's like, dude, these are vows that you are taking under the big man himself. And then people like to sit there and talk about, oh yeah, I'm a follower of God. I'm a follower. I'm a Christian. I'm a this and I'm a that. You know, religion all the way. And it's like, okay, but you took your vows that you said on before your partner and God, and then you broke them. Like, you know, like, come on, man, that sounds a little hypocritical to me. Hey, Jesus Christ, y'all be breaking over and divorcing over just anything. That's what I've noticed. I don't know, that's just me, but in the time I've been doing this show, I'm like, dude, god damn. One party making a whole fuck ton of concessions for the other, and that being and that being undirectional. One person is compromising, but the other is just taking and getting everything they want with no compromise in return. Yeah, see, you know, that's called being a simp. Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, man, that's just called being a simp. And that's like a lot of relationships nowadays. You know, women are just getting everything they want out of a dude, and that guy is letting them. That guy's just letting her. I'm not going to take, you know, the accountability out of the guy either. The guy is letting it happen. You know, yeah, the girl is wrong for it, but the girl looks at it like, well, he just keeps wanting to give it to me. He just keeps wanting to give me all this money. He just keeps wanting to give me all of this and that. And it's just like, dude, fuck are you doing? But, you know, if you want to be finessed, you're going to be finessed. That's just the way it goes. You know? When they have vastly different life/family goals, for example, one wants children and the other doesn't. Yeah, because they think that their relationship is going to make them want kids. And that happens so many times. Like, girls will get with a dude who doesn't want kids, and they're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to change him. Oh, 100%. Like, we're going to be in this loving, happy relationship, and I'm going to make him want to have kids. And then, you know, he doesn't ever want to have kids. And then you're sitting there just like, oh, wow. And then what a lot of times happens is the girl goes off her birth control, or, you know what I mean? She like doesn't, you know, I wouldn't say make him not use a condom, but it's just the thing where, you know, they get hot and heated and she's just like, no, it's fine. Just do it. You know what I mean? And then they get pregnant and then they think like, oh, well, if he's in it, you know, and it's happening, then he's going to have no choice but to want a kid. And then that's where the deadbeat dads come from. And then the single mom thing gets worse. And it's just like, oh, it's those type of relationships right there, man. That's how all that starts. Consistently plastering their relationship all over social media. Constantly one being needy or controlling or manipulative. Okay. Well, I mean, the social media thing, yeah, because people are nosy as shit. And they're going to try to create some drama just for the sake of creating drama. You know, especially if you're like a public figure or, you know, you're social media presence, if you will. They're definitely going to be one to stir up the pot. Oh, no, did so-and-so said this to, you know, your girl, or so-and-so said this to your guy. Are you going to say anything? And, like, do you know about it? Like, social media is the worst. And when the groom smashes the cake into the bride's face, I mean, that's kind of a tradition thing, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, like I don't think there's no correlation between the guy taking the cake and smashing it in her face. Like, okay, all right. When they're far more concerned about the wedding than the marriage. Facts. And sadly, that's kind of how things are today. It's like, oh, and I hate to be like this guy or whatever, but for a lot of relationships that have turned into marriages that I've seen, you know, the women usually, they enjoy the being a bride but not being a wife. You know, they enjoyed the beginning part of it. You know what I mean? It was so much fun. Oh my God, we just got married. But then when it comes down to like actually being a wife, then that's when shit gets like tough, you know? And yeah. Yeah. Woo. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Correcting each other in public when it's unnecessarily joking, but really being mean. Sly comments and put downs. Oh, we just joke around like that. If I'm being honest with you, because a lot of times, and it'd be over the stupidest little tiniest shit ever. You know what I mean? It's just like they'll say a word and it's like, no, you say it like this. And it's just like, for what? You know what I mean? Because they know that that's going to get under their skin or get under their partner's skin, and they just do that. And it's like, sure, that can start off as like being silly and funny, and it's funny for a while, but then it just gets annoying. And then it's like, all right, yeah, this is starting real arguments and stuff. That makes sense. Let's see. Ooh, they already fantasize about being with other people. Woo! And what I've noticed with this show a lot of times, it's always coworkers. Whoa, it's always coworkers. Like anytime they ask for an open relationship, whether it's the guy or the girl, they always have somebody in mind. They're already fantasizing about, you know, doing what they want to do with this person. You know what I mean? Like, whoo, and a lot of times it's coworkers, you know? Like, shit. When they consistently put the other one down in front of family and friends, if they have strongly conflicted plans for their future, either means they'll break up eventually or one or both of them will end up in an unhappy compromise. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, well, I'll end the thread here. A lot of it is just kind of the same stuff. A lot of it is just, oh, you know, they have conflicting this or they have conflicting goals or, you know, they're unhappy, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to go ahead and end that thread short, sadly. But hopefully you enjoyed that thread. Hopefully, you know, there was a little juiciness in that. I'm sure the scenarios would be a little better in the later part of the show. But I'm going to go ahead and get through announcements as quick as possible. Then we'll hop into our scenarios for today. Patreon.com/MyLifePodcast. Get on the Patreon. $3 a month. Get you an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on Tuesday and Sunday shows. Jesus, I am blanking out here. But yes, Get on the Patreon for all of that. If you're an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating the podcast. That helps out a lot. Thank you guys so much for all the support over there. I have definitely been seeing it and keeping track with it. I appreciate you guys so much for all of that support. If you don't have time for a full podcast, my God, if you don't have time for a full episode, don't worry about it. Instagram as well as TikTok has got you. I have all the clips of every single episode there. So check that out. Follow us over there. Follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok, just because sometimes I can't post certain clips on TikTok because they'll take off the sound, or, they will community guideline it or whatever. So then I do post it on Instagram, and then you can see it over there. So that's why I say follow us on both, just in case. If you are loving the Thursday Haunting Adeline episodes, don't worry, I got you. I have all the episodes from chapter 1 all the way to chapter whatever we're on now. I think it's like 30 or something. I have them all in a playlist down in the description below. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the description. If you are an audio listener, it's there as well. It will say Haunting Adeline playlist. For Spotify, there's a playlist, as well as for YouTube, there's a playlist. For YouTube, you guys will go onto the YouTube channel page, and then the playlist will be there. If you want to just listen to it, though, you can just click the link and it'll take you straight to Spotify, and then you can listen to all the episodes there. So I got you guys on that. But yeah, that's going to be that. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Let's get right into the rest of the episode. All right, our first scenario is cheated on my wife with the woman we used to see. Oh, man. Okay. My wife and I were both in an open marriage. We were swinging with another couple until the woman's partner and her got a divorce. Of course, my wife didn't want me to continue seeing her. After that, we decided to close our marriage. I wanted to continue, but my wife was dead set on it. Things were fine for a while until they weren't. I met up with this woman we used to see. No intentions of sleeping with her.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. Just to catch up and get back my equipment. We also were a part of the same club. It's actually how we met this couple. Anyway, we talked and caught up. That led to talking about old times, and well, we had sex. No shit. She knows we can't keep doing it, just as I do. We agreed not to see each other again. I'm questioning whether or not to tell my wife about this incident. I feel like complete crap. I know it's perhaps overstated, but it really was just sex. The only woman I love and cherish is my wife.
Stop the cap.
I don't know about that, man, because them walls were sweet enough for you to be like, I don't want to stop. And then when you go and see her, I guarantee you were just like, I would tear that little booty up, goddamn. And then, I'm sure she was just like, I know we shouldn't, but if I'm being honest with you, for her, she was like, I'm single, so I ain't gonna get in trouble for this. You know what I mean? It's you that's gonna get in trouble for this. But, it is what it is. And that's why she was so willing to do it. But he was just like, I don't want to stop. I want to get up in them walls as soon as possible, So, yeah, man. Yeah, I do think you the asshole because you didn't want to stop, you didn't want to stop getting in them walls. But, hey, it is what it is. Good luck to you, brother. Am I the asshole for divorcing my wife over getting a massage? See what I mean? Like I was saying in the thread, these motherfuckers be divorcing over anything. I'm just like, yo, hold up. Like if it ain't something crazy out of the box heinous, okay, we can talk about it. This nigga's just like, you got a massage? And it was a dude that did it? Oh, no, divorce? Nope. And it's like, dude, till death do us part. You know what I mean? Like, through sickness and in health, like, my guy. Don't take these vows if you're not ready for this. Like, Jesus. All right. So my soon-to-be ex-wife and I are both in our late 30s, and we've been together for 12 years, married for 10. We are in a dead bedroom. It was totally dead for 6 months before I filed for divorce. It was on life support ICU for 5 to 6 years before that. We both wanted to be young parents and both wanted 2 kids. We conceived our daughter, and almost immediately after getting married, when she was 6 months old, we started trying to have the second child. It never happened. After 3 years, we started seeing fertility specialists and found out we both have pretty serious reproductive issues. The doctor told us our daughter was nothing short of a miracle and said it was against all odds that we not only conceived but carried to term. It was after this that the sex life began to seriously decline. Initially, I thought it was just the pain of finding out and knowing we wouldn't be able to afford the fertility options, and figured out it would get better over time. It never did. It only got worse. 5 years ago, I would say we had sex 15 to 20 times that year. In 2023, we had sex 3 times. God damn. I have tried everything to improve this, spicing things up, talking, suggesting counseling. I more than pull my weight around the house. We both work and work basically the same hours. I'm telling this because the usual stuff I read about how the wife does it all is not even close to true. Over time, I have grown more and more resentful. The thing that makes me the most resentful is she knows that I have a high libido and just doesn't care. I, on the other hand, know she loves to be rubbed on / massaged and never took it that from her. I probably rub on her 325 times a year. Almost every night, I will rub her calves, shins, and ankles and feet 4 to 5 times a month. And I will go big and do neck, shoulders, back and booty cheeks, hamstrings, quads, shins, calves, ankles, and feet. I noticed that doing the big massage was the best way to get sex, as she was more likely to allow me to do the foreplay things I know work on her if I had already done this prep. I did them more often a few years ago, but not as much. The success rate was never that great, maybe 20% of the time, but in the last 2 years, we are definitely in the single digits. When we hit the 4 months of absolute no sex, I decided I wasn't rubbing on her ever again. It only took 3 days for her to notice, and she asked me to. I told her no, and I got angry. I said, why should I when you don't give a fuck about what I want? Obviously not my finest moment, and huge argument followed. Things got ice cold at home, but I wasn't giving in. I was tired of all of it. A few weeks ago, she told me, fine, I will just start seeing a professional masseuse. I said, then I will start seeing sex workers. Oh, Jesus. She said that was cheating. I said, fine, I won't, but you will not get a massage from anyone else. That is also cheating. She said I was being ridiculous. And I said, no, it's being touched in an intimate way by another. If I can't have that, neither can you. And I swear to God, if you do, I will file for divorce that day. So the following weekend, she went to get her nails done, and I know how long it takes for her to get them done. She came back almost an hour and a half later than expected. She didn't say anything, just acted normal. I got on her credit card app and on my phone, and sure enough, there was a $95 charge to the goddamn massage person in the same strip mall as the nail place. I lost it, and when I did, so did she. I think we both let out years of frustration on each other. True to my word, though, I called a divorce lawyer on Monday, and the only part that upset me was that my lawyer said, based on these circumstances, I couldn't list infidelity as the reason for divorce, and I had to go with irreconcilable differences. Anyway, she has been telling people that we are divorcing because she got a massage. Since then, I have had a number of family members / friends call me and say I'm an asshole. Some of them, even when I tell them my real reason, still think I'm an asshole, that my reasons aren't good enough. Personally, I think getting massage when I told not to is plenty of reasons. So am I the asshole here? Damn, son. I mean, shit, bro. Whew. whew, I mean, it sucks that you're in that kind of, situation, and, you guys have done everything possible. And because look, all right, I don't want to sound super hypocritical because, I was just like, God damn it, why are you getting divorced over a massage, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really think it's over a massage. You know what I mean? Now that we read the situation, we got the backings of it all. And I don't think him getting a divorce because of the massage, I don't even think it was the massage that wanted him to get a divorce, if I'm being honest with you. I think that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And it was a thing where he, where so much has been piling up on him, you know what I mean? And then this was just kind of that last straw. He was just like, wow, okay, cool. Like, you still get what you want because you can go pay for it, but I can't go pay for what I want because it's considered cheating, And I get that. It's like, oh, but it's different. It's not, you know what I mean? And for a guy anyway, he looks at it like, dude, what the hell? It's like, these are things that I should do for you. Like, why the hell do you want another man to do that for you, But what I was going to say is he should have gotten out of the relationship a long time ago. I mean, the fact that you guys are only having sex 15 to 20 times in a year, that's crazy. Like, there's no way you could be happy in that kind of relationship as a dude. Like, no. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there is no love without sex, if I'm being honest with you. There just isn't. And that just, nah. I would have just had that conversation with her and been like, look, man, like, we don't have sex anymore. What the fuck is going on? Like, do you even want to have sex with me anymore? And, she's just like, no. And if she doesn't, and it's just like, then I don't think we should be in this relationship anymore, because it's like, dude, what are we doing? Like, I'm sure homeboy was going crazy, if I'm being honest with you. He was just going crazy with all that shit. I think that's where a lot of this is really coming from. And the massage was just kind of something that just like last straw. He was like, fuck it, So I don't think he's the asshole, but it's just in this like particular situation. Yeah, I could see how it looks like he's the asshole, because in this particular situation, it just looks like, oh, what? She just paid to go get a massage. You know what I mean? But when you look at the underneath layers of it all, it's like, well, she wasn't doing her job as a wife to fulfill her man's needs. He felt like he was doing everything to fulfill her. He was like, oh, I would massage you. I'd, take care of you. I'd do all these things that, I should be doing. Why aren't you reciprocating any of that? You know what I mean? And it was for so long, he was just like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. You don't want to fulfill my needs? Cool. I won't fulfill yours. And then, but you can't go pay for your needs because I can't go pay for mine. You know what I mean? And then once you go and you do it anyway, he's like, oh, all right then. Well, fuck you too. So overall, I don't think he's an asshole for wanting to get a divorce, because it's just like, dude, what are you doing at that point in that relationship? And then, but if it's in the context of, is he the asshole for the massage? Yeah, you kind of the asshole for that, because it's just like, look, bro, you guys could have maybe worked this thing out, but at the same time, you probably couldn't have. You guys have been doing this for so long. The only viable way would be fucking divorce at that point. If I mean, like that's all it seems like it would be, is just divorce at that point. So, all right, on to our next one. She told me her husband had a cuckold fetish. Turns out she just wanted to get him back for cheating. Oh, she lied. Oh, she was just like, oh no, it's all good. Like, my husband wants to see me get smashed out. Like, you're all good. You're fine. But she really wanted to get some revenge. Uh-oh. All right, so I've been on a work project, basically interior design without saying too much, with a married woman who we work with very close over the last month or so. She made all these jokes about how jealous her husband is, and if he could see us, he'd probably get mad. Eventually that turned into, honestly, he'd probably like it. I eventually told her I was in an open relationship with my girlfriend, try not to try and make a move on her. It just came up and I trusted her enough to confide in her. I'm not very vocal about it because people can be judgmental.
Stop the cap.
Nah, you was saying that to open it up, man. You was just like, oh, really? He like it? Well, I'm in an open relationship, so... I mean, if you got on your knees and sucked it right now, we would be straight if that's what I'm getting at. Like, come on, man. He's like, oh, no, I didn't say that to hit on her or, open the possibility or nothing. Nah, not at all. I was just saying it. People are very judgmental, It's like,
stop the cap.
Nigga, no, shut up. And she admitted her husband and her have a very similar dynamic and wanted to explore it more. Her husband came to the venue one day and we met. And he actually did seem very defensive about his wife working with another man. There were plenty of other comments as well where he was so clearly compensating to try to assert his masculinity. Yeah, see, that right there should have told you that what she said was a lie. That should have told you. The fact that he got defensive and he's trying to be all macho man and shit around there. Yeah, that tells you right then and there that what she said was a lie. Oh, man. The guy is like 8 inches taller than me, a military officer, and is very bulky and masculine. So I just brushed it off like, oh, I get it. He's just one of those guys who has more testosterone than he knows what to do with. Masculinity is his personality, whatever. Literally the next week, she gradually started coming on to me. She told me her and her husband talked and they said it would be okay to sleep with other people. I don't know why I didn't think twice, but I'm in an open relationship and I'm used to these concepts. My only concern was that he didn't seem like the type to be okay with that. Facts. Like, you should have took the hints. Like, dude got defensive. He's all puffing his chest out and shit like that. You can't just be like, you just got too much testosterone. You don't know what to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have done the same thing, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably smash her out, too. And that's when she told me that she acts that way. Or that he acts that way because he has a cuck fetish. I don't kink shame. I don't see people with unusual kinks as less than, so I was surprised but didn't question it much. I actually thought it was hot and made it exciting. She is really attractive to me and we have great chemistry. I kept it light and we were flirting until by the end of the week we were staying late together and got really personal. She told me that her husband's biggest fantasy was to see her with another man he was intimidated by. This is about to get really trashy, so I asked if she record us having sex in a private room and taunting him to the camera, so that's what we did. She told me to look at the camera while I was doing her from behind and said things like, yeah, you see me fucking your wife, pathetic loser, and use his name a bunch. So that's what I did. She said a bunch of degrading things to the camera too. I thought it was hot at the same time. I made her swear not to show anyone but her and her husband. Well, apparently she sent it to him while he was at work yesterday. My Facebook messages blew up sometime in the evening and he threatened to kill me. I called my coworker and asked what the hell is going on. She said a million times that it's not my fault and I did nothing wrong. I asked why he's having that reaction and if I was their first bull. I genuinely thought maybe his fantasy just wasn't as appealing to him as he thought it would be, and now he's lashing out. She said that if he didn't like it, then she shouldn't have cheated on her. I didn't know what to say, but it definitely clicked something together in my brain, and I was unable to piece together he didn't actually have a cuck fetish. Finally, like, dude, you kind of should. And look, if I'm being honest with you, though, even if he did know, and he did catch on, like, this girl is lying to me by seeing him getting defensive and being, macho man or whatever, like, he still would have smashed. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Apparently she's staying with a sister or friend or something. It's the day later, and I call out of work today because I don't want him coming there and killing me. I don't even know what to do here, and all I've been able to think about is the immense anger he felt watching that video. Oh, man. I mean, look, dude, I would try to find a way. You said Facebook, so I mean, maybe you can get in contact with him on that, but try to get in contact with him and be like, dude, your girl lied to me. Your girl told me that you had a cuck fetish and that she wanted to do this for you or whatever, and it's like, she lied to you, boy. Like, you've done nothing wrong in this situation. And I hate dudes like this. I hate dudes that sit there and they get mad at the guy because he gets mad at the guy because his girl cheated on him. And it's like, bro, are you kidding me? Do you understand that in order for your girl to get smashed out by another dude, she has to allow that shit to happen? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. She's sitting there talking about, she's probably saying, oh, I'm single. She's probably saying shit like this. Oh, my husband's got a cuck fetish. She's probably, making herself extremely available. Like, bro, your girl is in the wrong. For the dude who is smashing your girl, he's thinking everything is copacetic and it's all good. That's why he's doing it in the first place. It's like, you should direct all that anger at her, not him. And this situation even proves it. She lied to him and was just like, oh yeah, my husband, he wants to see me get smashed out and and it's stupid on him. He should have fucking got the hint and been like, ooh, no, she's lying. You know what I mean? She's lying to me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Then you could have smashed her without the video and all that kind of stuff, and then you could have just kept it a secret, and it is what it is. But, because, I mean, let's be honest here, regardless of all that, he still would have smashed. He still would have. Like, let's just be honest here, he still would have. But, damn, man, yeah, I would just try to talk to homeboy, and I'd be like, look, man, your girl was the one that told me that you like this, you had this fetish, and you were like that, and she said that this is what you wanted or whatever, but she lied to me. She lied to us both, and being honest with you, the person you should be angry at is her, not me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But all right, we're gonna get on to our next one. Wife came home at 5 a.m. after going out with for a birthday with friends. Okay. So over the weekend, my wife went out with some girlfriends for a birthday. My wife has mentioned the person the birthday was for, maybe once or twice, never met her. All I know is she is divorced and goes to the same gym my wife goes to. She had told me in advance a few weeks beforehand, so I was with the kids that night, fed them, put them down. When my wife goes out, I never text or call to keep tabs on her. I know she needs her own time/space, and I'm glad when she can do that, as our kids are still young, 3 and 5. It isn't very often when we have time to go out. Anyways, midnight rolls around, 1 a.m. comes and goes, and 2 missed calls from her at about 1:30 a.m. I try calling back, no response. I try calling again, somehow worried, but no answer. I try calling a few times, but no response. Finally, 5 a.m. rolls around, and she calls me on the way home. I'm livid at this point. She tells me she just fell asleep at her friend's house and just popped up and saw that it was 5 a.m. with several missed calls from me and drove home. She said she didn't want to drive home earlier because she had drank too much. I didn't know. I'm still really upset over this. We got into a huge argument. She was just trying to gaslight me the whole time. She did apologize. Haven't really talked over the past 2 days because we haven't seen each other due to our work schedules and haven't been exchanging text either, let alone calls. Not really sure what to do from this point, to be honest. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, none of it in there kind of seems too like red flag-ish, if I'm being honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong, staying out till 5 a.m. is kind of crazy. But I don't know. My thing is why didn't she have, like, if she knew that she was too drunk and couldn't drive home, why couldn't she have a friend call, her man or whatever, like, hey, she's gonna stay over here. That's what it makes it so like suspect, is the fact that she didn't have a friend call, or she didn't call herself. Like, I get it why she probably didn't call herself, because she's drunk out of her fucking mind, so she's probably not thinking about that at that moment. She's probably just like, fuck, I just want to get to a bed, and I just want to sleep away this fucking drunkenness or whatever. But I don't know, it's like, ugh, you know what I mean? Yeah, because depending on where they went, you never know what happened. She could have ran into somebody. I don't know. From the information that he gave, though, I probably wouldn't have gotten too mad at her. I would have just been like, what the heck, why did you come home so late? Oh, I got so drunk I didn't want to drive home, so I slept at a friend's house. And I'd just been like, you should have just told me, Yeah, because I would have just given her the benefit of the doubt at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would have just given her the benefit of the doubt and be like, you know what? Because I don't know, nothing really seemed too sus. Like, she didn't say she ran into somebody. She didn't say, that she went out with any, or, left the group or anything like that. Like, nothing seemed to have really happened. I would have talked to the friend too, and I'd have been like, hey, why was my girl out till 5 a.m.? Like, what the fuck happened? I would have talked to her too. Just try to get her side of the story, and that way I could see if the stories kind of line up a little bit, and, we can go from there. But I would have just given her the benefit of the doubt at first. I would have called the friend to double check, see what's going on, and, make sure that the stories corroborate, and then you guys could have moved on from there. I don't really think that she did anything too sus, or, I don't think she deserves the she belonged to the streets button. So I don't know. I think you are overreacting in this one, if I'm being honest with you, because you could double check and check everything. But from the information you gave, I don't think she really did anything. Yeah. All right, so on to our next one here. Cheated with my girlfriend's mom by accident.
Stop the cap.
This nigga said by accident. You didn't fuck that girl's mom by accident. You don't just trip and your penis falls in her. Like, come on, man. That doesn't happen. Me and my girlfriend have been dating since high school. We're both 18 in college and have been happy in our relationship. Recently, I've been feeling anxious, distressed, paranoid that my girlfriend might find out that I slept with her mom. A bit of background: her mom is single. Her dad was killed in a fatal car accident just 3 months after my girlfriend was born. Since then, her mother has never dated or had serious relationship with any other man due to her believing that she wouldn't be able to due to her beauty and age, thinking she wouldn't be able to attract any men her age or younger, feeling like she couldn't compete with younger women. She decided to try complimenting me in a subtle manner. Started off lightly flirting, little touches here and there, which I barely noticed. But then one night she took it to a whole new level. I was invited to her house to have pizza night. As we usually do. We began drinking into the night. My girlfriend goes upstairs and decides to keep the night short and head up for sleep, leaving me and her mom in the basement. We started drinking even more. Why the fuck are y'all in the basement? Wait, what? Why aren't y'all in like the living room or something? The hell are y'all in the basement for? That is weird as hell. Okay. that must be some like middle America shit, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like, we're in the basement, you know, having pizza. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. We started drinking even more, and she started to ask me questions like, I bet my daughter gets it real good. I've heard how loud her moans are. Okay. Okay. I began entertaining it, replying back to her, etc. One thing led to another, and we ended up sleeping together. The next morning, realizing what happened, I slipped out of the basement couch and up to my girlfriend's room and laid beside her, not knowing what I should do. That morning, her mom made us breakfast and acted like nothing happened. She still gave me the unwanted attention, and now the guilt is eating me alive. I'm unsure whether or not I should tell my girlfriend about this, so I ask you, what should I do? God damn, man, nothing. What do you mean? Nothing. Why should you do anything? Do nothing. I mean, okay, don't have sex with the mom again, of course. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, man. You know, he's like, damn, I got the new model and the old model. God, you know, this nigga out here, like, I got the iPhone 15 and I got the iPhone 11. Like, woo! You know, so I look, man, I would just do nothing. Look, I would say nothing. I keep moving on like nothing happened. You know, I'd be like, whoop, strike from the memory. Like, it's nothing, you know, because it's like, you don't need to do shit. Like your girl don't need to know. Don't have sex with the mom again. And, you know, if the mom wanted to have sex again, you just let her know, like, hey, look, man, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think we should be doing that. You know, just keep it straight, keep it light. And just do nothing. Do nothing. Because once you start doing shit and talking to people and all this kind of stuff, it just stirs up a whole can of worms that you could have just been like, damn, man, if I would have said nothing, none of this would be happening. You know? So, yeah, do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Like, what are we talking about here? All right. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be our last one. I'm going to have to cut this episode short. It is my mother's birthday today, and I'm going to have to go ahead and cut this episode short for you guys. On the day I'm filming this episode is her birthday, not on the day this episode comes out. You know, so I'm going to have to cut this one short. This is going to be our last scenario for today. I do apologize for that, but, you know, when it's your mama's birthday, you gotta be there. So, would I be the asshole if I told my husband I won't allow his girl best friend to stay with us while she's in town? Oh man, no. I'm honestly with you. I'm with you on this one. There ain't no way some other bitch is about to be up in this house. Nah, man. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Me, 22 female, husband 22 male, has a girl best friend. Let's just call her Jane. Husband met Jane when they were just kids, but Jane moved away her last year of high school. She has been back since, but she and husband have stayed in contact. I have never met her. She refuses to have any contact with me. She says it makes her uncomfortable that I want to talk to her. They have had feelings for each other, but I never They have had feelings for each other, but never at the same time, so there wasn't a relationship at any point. I'm not concerned about cheating. I have full access to my husband's phone and know all of his accounts on his social media. I have played secretary for him many times. He's had me open pictures and videos from her on Snapchat or read and reply to text messages for him when his hands were full. I am starting to get the impression that she has feelings for him again. Facts. We ran into it a few months ago and he talked to her about it and she backed off. Well, she's planning on coming to town for several days in May and is wanting to stay in our house. I'm extremely uncomfortable with this, especially because husband won't be able to get the weekdays off work, so I would be home with her. I'm a stay-at-home mom by myself. I don't like that she seems to be interested in my husband, and I hate the idea of having a complete stranger in my space for so long. I'm concerned my husband will be upset if I tell him I don't want her to come. I was considering offering to help pay for a hotel over the weekend so my husband and I could both be available to see her. Am I being unreasonable, or do I have a right to be cautious about this? No, you have 100% right, because all the evidence is there. All right. She likes him again, and you guys know that because you had a conversation about it. Like, come on now, let's be honest here. You guys had the conversation about it, and she agreed to back off, but she's only gonna back off for so long before it's 2 a.m. and they're downstairs smashing it out. Like, let's just be honest here. You know what I mean? So you feeling uncomfortable because she's in your house. Another thing is, it's your house. You know what I mean? Now, look, I get it. You're a stay-at-home mom and he pays all the bills and so on and so forth. So he may feel a little more like, nah, if I want her to stay, like, I'm gonna have her stay. Like, this is my house. I paid for this motherfucker. I want to know what he thinks. Does he want her to stay there? I mean, I guess he does, because he may have offered and then she's just like, ugh, I don't feel comfortable about this. Like, am I the asshole for that? But I would just voice your concerns at least to him. You know what I mean? I get it. Your hands are kind of tied with this one just because you are a stay-at-home mom. He pays all the bills. And so he kind of looks at it like, this is my house. I pay all the bills up in this bitch. And if I want her to stay here, I'm going to have her stay here, And to a degree, like I said, that's true. It's like, it is what it is, but again, just voice your concerns. That's all I could say to that one. Voice your concerns and just be like, hey, look, I don't feel comfortable about her being here, in my house like that, especially knowing because she got feelings for you and, she might try some shit, try to pull a little okey doke or something. Like, I'm just not with it. You know what I mean? And see how that goes. But I don't think you're the asshole, just because I wouldn't want somebody that I don't know in my house, you know what I mean? And knowing they have feelings for my significant other, fuck no. I'd be like, nah, nigga, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? You get in a fucking hotel. I don't care if I gotta pay for that shit. You ain't being up in here. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that ain't happening. But see, even the hotel thing, though, would be kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you wake up and your husband's not home and you're just like, where is he at? You know what I mean? And the text could seem and you wouldn't even know, because the text could be like, hey, do you want to go for breakfast? Oh yeah, of course. I'd love to go for breakfast. He goes over, they smash, then go for breakfast. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, hey babe, what's up? Yeah, no, we just went for breakfast. Yeah, we'll be home in 20 minutes or so. Boop. Oh yeah, it was my wife. She was calling, seeing where we were at, and I just let her know we were having breakfast. Blah blah blah. Like, oh, and then he's just like, yeah, no, check my text. And what did the text say? Hey, do you want to get breakfast? Yeah, sure. Not even knowing that they smashed, then had breakfast. See, so. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you would kind of want her in the house so you can keep tabs on that bitch, and that way, shit can't actually happen, because you'll be that nice little buffer. They can't go for breakfast and smash out somewhere. I mean, I guess they could, and if she was down to do that in the back seat, I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think you're the asshole, because I would feel uncomfortable too. But then again, I'd be like, nah, keep that bitch in here, because I want to keep eyes on that hoe. I'm just saying. But that's going to go ahead and do it for me on today's episode. Yes, again, I am cutting it short because on the day that I'm filming this episode, it is my mother's birthday. So I am going to have to cut this episode short. I appreciate you guys for listening and watching. Thank you guys so much for all the support on TikTok as well as Instagram, on downloading and rating the podcast. Please keep downloading and rating the podcast if you're on Spotify. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok if you want to get all the juiciest parts of all the episodes. Thank you guys so much, and that'll be your boy. I'll see you guys on Thursday for Haunting Adeline. And boy, is Haunting Adeline getting juicy. My goodness, the last time we left off our girl Adeline, she was getting... I wouldn't even say it was like grape at this point, because homeboy was just like, even if I wasn't involved, that these like creepy dudes would still be after you. So it's good that I'm here to save you. And she was just like, you know what? He's saving me. Fuck it. Fuck me. Like, I am yours. And I feel like she's Adeline's getting to a point where she's like, fuck it, man. This dude is protecting me, saving my life. And, anytime this dude touches her, she's just dripping wet. Like, god damn, man. And, Adeline she don't want to listen to her coochie for nothing. Her coochie is just like, this one. And Adeline's just like, no, we can't have this one. I don't want, no. You know what I mean? Like, hey, is what it is. I'll catch you guys on Thursday for Haunting Adeline. Love you all, and peace.